My name's Thomas Packard, and I'm a postdoc at the Gladstone Institutes in San Francisco, California. And I've been a postdoc there for about 3 years. My most influential person in science ever is Albert Einstein. And I know that probably a lot of people say that, but the reason that Einstein's so influential to me is he has a lot of really great quotes about science and about doing science. And one of my favorites, and I'm sure I'm going to ruin it, is that all the knowledge that we have through all our scientific discoveries are really childlike when compared to the actual truth. We know very little, a very small amount of what's actually out there, but that together it's the most precious thing that we have as human beings. And so I think about that a lot as far as why I do science, because, and also as far as the limitations of the science that we do, right? That while we're working really hard to understand fundamental truths about biology, we've only just scratched the surface, and there's a lot more that we can learn. Since I started studying immunology about a decade ago, I think the field has changed drastically in our ability to understand and explore immune cells at a single cell level. And that sort of high resolution understanding of the individual cells that make up the immune system through single cell RNA-seq and through deep phenotyping technologies that have really only come online in this past decade have really enhanced our ability to understand the basic functions of the immune system. The advice that I'd give to a young scientist just starting out is to choose your lab wisely, because the environment that you do your research in and the environment that you train in is really going to shape you as a scientist. I've been really lucky in that the labs that I've had the chance to work in have both been excellent in terms of the scientific rigor and the mentorship. And these are the kind of characteristics that are essential for good science and for good growth as a scientist. The first AAI meeting that I attended was in New Orleans, and it was excellent, as all of them are. These immunology conferences put on by AAI are really vital to meeting new collaborators, scientific discussion. Every time I come away knowing far more than I did before and excited to go back to the bench and to do new research and to integrate the things that I learned at AAI into my research. So one of the reasons that I like to do research, other than just curiosity and the basic drive to understand how life works, is the moment of discovery, the eureka moment. It has to be something like what a drug feels like, a very excellent drug. And what happens to me, and I can remember this very vividly, because what happens to me is when you make a hypothesis and you predict that you'll get this result and it's something new, and then you go and do the experiment and you see that result happening right there. You get the Western blot and there's that line, you know, right there where you knew it was going to be. I get a rush, like a physical feeling, just chills down my spine of the realization of this thing that you predicted, or this thing that you only dreamed would happen, and then to see it happen is, one of the best feelings in the world.